Welcome everyone to our men's doubles final match featuring the number 3 seeds Arenui Ambiehl of France teamed with England's Joe Crook versus top seeds Keny Billaut of France and David Barak of Slovakia. This is the 4th match of 24 we'll be bringing you as part of the new 2024-2025 season of the Bowling Promotion Tour. This is Baker doubles competition in that each team member bowls every other frame in our one-game match. Let's watch David Barak kick things off here with that purple hammer. Gets it out to the dry, turns it up beautifully, and that is a dead flush, perfect strike to kick things off. Let's watch young Barak's form, just 17 years old, and look at all that hit he gets on that ball. Look at those revolutions and all that power directed to the pocket for a strike. How about another 17-year-old? Here is Ambiehl. He gets that purple hammer down and it turns on the dry there through the beak and leaves just the 3-pin. So in our last match it was Joe Crook converting a 4-pin for the 216-215 1-pin victory over number 2 seeds Philip Manning of England and Mike de Boer from the Netherlands. Ambiehl and Crook overcame a 30-pin deficit for that victory, which goes to show no match is ever over until it's over. And here we are for the men's doubles final. And no problem on the 3-pin there for Ambiehl. And now we will have Keny Billaut up on the left lane. So far, the left lane is 3-0 in our 3 matches so far. Let's see how we do here. All the teams, both female and male on the right lane, have not been successful in their matches. Let's see what happens here. Keny Billaut also throwing a purple hammer. We have 3 out of 4 purple hammers in this match. And he gets it out to the dry, straight up, and will he get the roll? Yes! He gets the roll on the 6-pin. And let's get the replay here. We cut away a little bit early, but watch this ball high through the pocket. And look at the head pin go and take out the 10, and then it kind of rolled. But look at the pin rolling over, take it out, take it out. Thank you very much for the double. And that will give them the early 10-pin lead. Now our first look at Joe Crook. He's made all good shots in these matches, not totally rewarded, but he was there for a perfect strike in the second frame. Crook and Ambiehl, as we said, overcame a 30-pin deficit. They threw the back string of strikes in that last match, and Crook needed a strike to lock it up, leaves a 4-pin, makes the 4-pin for the 1-pin victory, but there he throws a perfect pocket strike. And here is David Barak up for his second attempt. Again, each bowler will bowl 5 frames in the match. They'll stay on their respective lanes. And here goes Barak for delivery number 2. Throws it out to the dry, turns it up, shreds the rack there. No doubt about that one either. And this young man is overcoming the TV jitters very, very well considering his age. Watch him get through this shot. You can see he's down through the shot. There are definitely some fundamentals for two-handers. You want to stay down through that shot. You still want a good knee bend to get all that power into the ball. And here is Ambiehl, leans back, turns up this one, and he shreds the rack for the double. We've had 6 deliveries and 5 strikes so far, so these teams definitely came to play here. As we said, we'll be bringing you 24 exciting matches, including doubles, team, women's, and masters singles competition featuring bowlers from 8 different countries. All of our competitors have bowled 18 games of qualifying at various locations around France, and our finals are being conducted here at Bowling La Sphère in Fontaine, Comte, about 200 miles southwest of Paris. And here is Keny Billaut. By the way, you talk about those 18 games of qualifying. He dominated the qualifying with a 235 average for 18 games. And there's an example why. Another perfect strike for Billaut. His nearest competitor was his teammate, David Barak, with a 225 average. So Billaut out-averaging the field by at least 10 pins. And look at this shot with the purple. Turns right up the dry. Absolutely perfect flush in the pocket. Now Crook, can he keep this string going and give us 7 out of 8 strikes so far? Yeah, pretty good shot. Get it up. And he gets the trip on the 10. Let's watch this replay. That 6-pin doing its job, going into the sideboard and coming back out. Watch the pin on your right. Kicks that 10 out. That's a very friendly bounce and a good, well-thrown shot. And now we are 7 for 8 in strikes for these teams. And can Barak keep it going? He's got his two-handed style, a purple hammer, the ball of choice for this Gateway Arch oil pattern, 9.3 to 1, 42 feet pattern. Gets it out a little bit farther out to the right that time, but no problem because it turns the corner and once again goes dead flush into the pocket. This is why we throw urethane, because we don't want it to overreact. That's right in the dry. You don't want it to overreact. If he had a resin ball there, it might sharply turn through the beak. But there, he says, thank you very much. That would be 3 for 3 for Barak and 5 in a row for the number 1 seeded team. Ambiehl quickly. He gets the slap 10 and for 4 in a row for that team. And now they're only down 10 pins. And if I'm the number 1 seed, I'm saying we have the front 5. We're only up by 10 pins. So this is an exciting match and one we've come to expect on this oil pattern for these talented players. You can see the strike percentages. 4 out of 5 for the Ambiehl Crook team and 5 out of 5 for Keny Billaut and David Barak. Here is Billaut. Billaut, the oldest of our, second oldest of our competitors. Joe Crook at 42, Billaut at 39. And he gets it out to the dry, turn it up. Another, there's a slap corner as well. Slaps the 7 out for the front 6. Oh, we are seeing some scoring here today. Another good shot by Keny. And no stranger to the TV lights. We've seen him on previous seasons of the Bowling Promotion Tour have a lot of success. Oh, look at those guys, just calm as little cool as little cucumbers there, just waiting for their next shot. Meanwhile, David Crook says, I've got spare next 4. I better get this one too. Come on now. Oh, and he gets a little bit light in the pocket. Has the spinning pin, but won't take out the 7. So that's going to be a spare opportunity for Crook. That, again, looks like pretty much like his other shots, just skidded in the oil a little bit too far. Comes up a little bit late. And you see the spinning pin there doesn't take out the 7 pin. And now the 7, he did miss one of these in the last match, but he makes this one. So no problem there. And that's going to put them, unfortunately, in a 21 pin deficit right now, even though they've gone spare next 4, spare, because their opponents have front 6. Now here is David Barak's 4th attempt, 4 out of 5. Again, each bowler bowls 5 frames. And he's just looking to do once again what he's done the last 3. Gets through the shot, good touch, gets it out, and another dead flush strike for David Barak. Oh, this young man is really showing some impressive moves here, staying within himself. And look at that ball perfectly through the pocket. 10 back there for David Barak. He's 4 for 4. And here's Ambiehl. They need to get back on the strike train here. They do have 269 available. Oh, look at this carry. That's high in the pocket. He trips the 4 and he trips the 6-10. This actually could have been a 4-6-10. Look at how high this ball looks in the pocket. And it keeps going. And look at how it deflects to the left. He gets the trip on the 4 and the 6-10, but they keep their possible 269 alive. And meanwhile, of course, the high score for Keny Billaut and David Barak is 300. So here is Keny. Can he go 4 for 4 to give them the front 8? And he gets through it, gets it out to the dry, turns it up. Oh, and he gets a high shot to trip. He gets the trip 6 for the front 8. Oh, the carry in this match is wonderful. See that ball track that dark board? That's about the 6th or 7th board there. Turns up, and look at that 6-pin get tripped out by the head pin. There's 8 in a row. That's what that looks like. And now it's Joe Crook with an almost must-strike situation. They have to keep this 269 alive to keep the pressure on number 1 seeds. Gets the ball out. Beautiful shot by Joe, and he shreds the rack and comes back with another strike. Oh, these guys have come to play. And watch this ball. It's right over the 12. He gets it out to the dry a little better than the last one. We left that mixer 10, but he comes up this time for another slap. 10-pin, great shot there by Joe Crook. And you can see their percentage of strikes has fallen to 3 out of 4 and make that 6 out of 8. But here is David Barak looking to go 5 for 5. His first time on television. Can he go 5 for 5 in Baker competition? Gets the ball out to the dry, turns it up. Yes, sir. That is a perfect showing for David Barak's first time on television. He comes out and shows a perfect 5 for 5 in his Baker match. And watch this ball get out to the dry. And look at those boards. They're very friendly to that purple hammer. Comes up, 6-pin, slaps the 10. That's what we're looking for. They'll be shooting for 300 in the next frame. And here is Ambiehl light in the pocket. And unfortunately, that's going to move them down to the maximum in the 240s. And even with an open, the Keny Billaut team can go into the 260s. So unfortunately, that's the match right there. And Ambiehl needed to strike there to have any hope. And had he struck and gone off the sheet, they could have gone 269, which would have made the Keny Billaut and David Barak team at least mark in the 10th, but they weren't able to. There you can see the ball return there. It's actually the ball stuck down back. We need to get somebody's hand in there to move those pins out and get a ball return. And meanwhile, I'll tell you that thank you so much to Storm for sponsoring our Women's Series and Cubica AMF for their continued sponsorship of our Masters Series. We'd also like to thank our institutional partner, National Sport Agency, as well as the regions of Normandy, Brittany, and New Aquitaine, the departments of Calvados, La Manche, Dille-en-Vilaine, Pays de Loire, and La Vienne, and the cities of Rennes, Chateaubriand, and Fontaine-le-Comte. And of course, thanks as usual to our promoter and organizer, Bruno Bidone. And here is Ambiehl, no problem on the 2-pin, but unfortunately the damage is done. They have the audacity to miss 3 times in the match and with 3-9 spares, and they are long out of the match now. They have no chance of winning. So thanks so much to Bruno for all he does in organizing these. My name is Bruce Hall. I'm your international commentator for these matches, and Bruno and, of course, Marc Chavet, the voice of the Tour de France, do the French commentary for these matches. You can see them in the back doing the live commentary. And Marc, of course, will have an interview with these competitors after the match, so stay tuned for that. And come back to the same channel for our next match, match number 5. Now, it is Keny Billaut. For all the marbles, can he shoot 300? Needs all 3 here for 300. Gets up, makes the first shot, and it hooks. Oh, that's a hook through the beak and leaves the 2-4-7. Oh, too bad, but they won the match. They've got the match locked up. But boy, that would have been some nice icing on the cake to get that 300. But the ball unfortunately hits that dry area, turns a little too hard, goes through the beak, leaves the 2-4-7. Keny will go cross lane here. And if he completes it, they can get into the 270s. If not, they'll be in the 260s. And goes cross lane and just goes by the 2-pin there. That's fine. They'll be solid in the 260s for the victory. And now you can see there's a lot of oil there in the middle, and he's got a non-hooking ball, and unfortunately goes by that 2-pin. Very, very tricky spare there, that 2-4-7. Ask any pro. They'll tell you they hate shooting those spares. And now it's Joe Crook, 265 final score for Billaut and Barak, and here is Joe Crook with another beautiful shot to the pocket. This gentleman makes all nice shots, and he's so fluid with his motion. And he obviously performed under pressure. He made that 4-pin to win the last match. So congratulations to Ambiehl and Crook. They'll be our runners-up today, but it will be Keny Billaut and David Barak, our doubles champions. And let's see if Crook can strike again, get to the 240s here. And unfortunately not enough. Ambiehl needed to strike in the 9th. Ooh, he fell off that one a little bit, hooked a little early. Comes up for a 4-pin. Ironically, this is the pin that Joe had to make to win his last match. Unfortunately, now it's a moot point, as it will be Billaut and Barak. Once again, stay tuned for the interview with Marc Chavet. And Crook just throws that shot away. No worries there. They'll be in the 230s with a very well bowled match, and the audacity to miss a few times, and hard to come up against the front 9 there. So very good match. You can see that front 9 there by Billaut and Barak for 265. Ambiehl and Crook weighing in at 237. And a great match by these players. I think we'll see some stats here in a minute. And looking forward to our next match here on this same channel, and obviously for the interview with Marc Chavet. There's 265 to 237. 9 strikes for Billaut and Barak. That would be the front 9. No spares, 1 open. That would be the 10th frame. Both teams opening in the 10th. You see the 3 spares there, and there we go. Here is Marc's interview. Thank you very much.
Well, alongside Joe Crook, indeed, on the team that was beaten in the final here, just a quick reaction. Joe, obviously, going up against the Strike Force team on the other side. We knew it was going to be a difficult task at hand as well. Give us your thoughts on the final.
Well, wow, what an absolute match, going from strike 1 to strike 10. What a fantastic team we've come up against. They pushed us as much as we pushed them. Started off with a spare, went all the way through, I think it was the 6th or 7th frame where we left another spare. They had us, and I knew an opportunity would come, but unfortunately it just didn't go our way. But what an amazing team, and such an environment to be a part of.
A great environment, and speaking of the bowling promotion tour at large, just a great opportunity to meet new friends and just, you know, share the passion of bowling all together.
Yeah, absolutely. Arriving on day 1 last week, I thought, you know what, there's a lot of people here. How's it going to pan out? But going from then to now, wow, like so many people that I'm never ever going to forget. And hopefully I can visit their countries, they can visit my countries, and hopefully we might talk together at some point. But I won't ever forget them. They've been fantastic.
Well, thanks for the insight, and we look forward to seeing you in the very near future on the Bowling Promotion Tour. Thank you so much, Joe. And we're going to just invite Keny Billaut as well to join us as well for the winning team, so close to the 300, which incidentally would have been the first 300 in the history of the Bowling Promotion Tour. Keny, are we going to do this in English or are we going to do this in French?
I think it's French because my English, it's okay, but on the TV, I don't know.
All right, we'll do it in French and I'll give you the quick translation afterwards. Keny, bien sûr, une rencontre absolument palpitante. Vous étiez les grands favoris. Il y a eu tous ces strikes d'affilée, 9 coups de manière consécutive. Ça a été une finale absolument spectaculaire.
Oui, tout à fait. C'est vrai que la finale, on a tout donné jusqu'au bout. Après, une petite déception pour le perfect game, mais tant pis. Peut-être une prochaine fois, on verra bien, mais le match est gagné, c'est l'essentiel.
So Keny telling us it was a spectacular final. We gave everything we had. It's too bad for the perfect game. We just were that close to getting it after 9 strikes in a row. That's too bad, but we did get the win, and ultimately that's what bowling is about. C'est vrai qu'il y a cette victoire, il y a évidemment de nouvelles opportunités, de nouvelles chances, que ce soit du double mixte ou en individuel. Est-ce que c'est important d'avoir pu profiter des pistes ici, d'avoir pu avoir une expérience déjà en action et simplement tirer de cette expérience pour ce qui reste encore comme confrontation dans la Promotion Tour?
Oui, tout à fait. C'est vrai que c'est vraiment important d'avoir joué et on gardera cette expérience, on positivera pour la suite puisque je joue derrière et j'ai une petite longueur d'avance sur les autres qui n'ont pas encore joué sur les pistes.
So Keny telling us it is important indeed to just get some information about how the lanes are responding thanks to the doubles match here in the men's category. There's much more lying ahead for Keny and for his respective team coming up in the mixed competition, but also in individual play. We're not done seeing more of this powerhouse right here, the man who won the doubles event, Keny Billaut.